This is the story of a young millionaire, the only heir of Typhoon Group, a powerful business empire, who was living a carefree life. At the crowded train station, a drunken Tae-poong stumbled forward and crashed into a girl. Tae-poong muttered a shaky apology. Both of them kept glaring at each other throughout the journey. Meanwhile, the train stopped, and Tae-poong stepped out of the train. A flower slipped from the bouquet and fell to the ground, and Mi Seon stood there, gazing at it. Mi Seon was an employee of Typhoon Group, picked up the flower that had slipped from Tae-poong's bouquet and carefully placed it in a jar. Tae-poong's father, the owner of Typhoon Company, glanced at the flowers, smiled at his son, and left for the office. Entering the office, he apologized to his employees for the delayed salaries, betrayed by trusted friends and executives. Suddenly suffered a heart attack. A friend of Tae-poong informed him about his father, and he rushed to the hospital. His mother, crying, told him that his father was no more. Both of them were left alone in the world. After his father's death, he joined the family business, Typhoon Company. The moment he entered the office, silence fell. Employees stared in disbelief, unable to recognize Tae-poong beneath his bold, pop-star attire. With a heavy heart, he looked at his father's chair, feeling the emptiness left behind. The investor burst into the office, yelling angrily, showing no patience for anything Tae-poong had to say. Following the heated quarrel, Tae-poong sank into sorrow, struggling to steady himself as he faced the weight of his new responsibilities. During lunch, Tae-poong turned to Mi Seon, seeking her guidance to understand the complexities of the business. While they were leaving, Mi Seon whispered the last words of his father, that Tae-poong had the strength and ability to achieve the very best. Staring at the savings his father had left him, Tae-poong's heart ached. He murmured a sorrowful sorry and confessed how much he missed his father. Tears streamed down his face as he gazed at a childhood photo of him with his father, overwhelmed by memories and loss. The following day, Tae-poong walked into the office in sharp, professional attire, leaving everyone astonished at the sudden transformation. His confidence and firm demeanor catching everyone completely off guard. After that, he went to oversee the shipment of fabric they imported, which was scheduled for delivery to Daebang Textile. Under his watchful eye, he inspected every detail, ensuring nothing was overlooked. While visiting Daebang Textile, he realized they were scammers and decided they should not deliver the fabric. Rushing toward the trucks, he yelled desperately for them to stop, trying to prevent the delivery. His manager came out and scolded him, asking, "What is this childish behavior? Why shouldn't we deliver?" Tae-poong firmly replied that Daebang Textile were scammers. When he failed to convince the manager, he lay down on the road as a final attempt to stop the delivery. In that moment, he noticed Mi Seon running urgently toward him. She questioned why he was lying there, then smiled and congratulated him, admitting he was right. Daebang Textile were scammers, and they had narrowly escaped becoming their victims. Unable to find a suitable place to store the entire stock, they placed it in a corner of a parking area, and Tae-poong stayed behind to guard it alone through the cold night. In the morning, when his staff arrived, they tried to help him up, but he was freezing. They finally managed to arrange a warehouse, but it was nearly falling apart, shaky, with the roof broken in several places. After that, he came to drop Mi Seon off, telling her it wasn't safe to travel alone at that hour and thanking her for her support. The next morning, when Mi Seon arrived at the office, she found Tae-poong asleep with his head resting on the desk. Gently, she tried to ease him by placing a jacket over his back. As she moved the book aside, its sharp corner brushing against his head, he suddenly grabbed her hand. That night, a storm broke out with heavy rain. Tae-poong woke up suddenly and rushed to the warehouse. When he reached the warehouse, he saw Mi Seon arriving as well, and together they struggled to cover and protect the stock. They covered the stock with plastic sheets and even blocked the windows, but in the process, Tae-poong tripped, pulling Mi Seon down with him. Both of them ended up wrapped together in the plastic sheet. At the office, Mi Seon gave Tae-poong a rose, smiling warmly as she wished him a very happy birthday. After enduring continuous setbacks, Tae-poong resolved to shut down the office and rebuild the business from scratch, relying only on himself. Completely broken, he went to see Mi Seon, who was shocked to see him so depressed. He showed her the card of his new company and asked her to join him, as he was now a CEO with no employees. She agreed to join him, tears streaming down her face but smiling through them. With newfound determination, they began their journey anew, taking the fabric they had saved and setting out to sell it with hope and energy. With fresh enthusiasm, they launched the business, combining hard work, laughter, and the joy of their growing friendship. Together, they found joy in their work and in the bond of their friendship. Tae-poong traveled to another country to source new items for trade. He was impressed by the shoes from Spark Company, which were unbreakable as well as heat and fireproof. And he successfully closed the deal. He informed Mi Seon about the deal. Instead, she was furious, her eyes flashing with anger as she scolded him for making such a risky decision without consulting her. On the beach, Tae-poong gently took her hand, trying to soothe her anger, and promised that he would approach their work thoughtfully and responsibly. A smile slowly spread across Mi Seon's face, her frustration melting away as she gazed at him. Mi Seon visited the bank and completed the transfer, sending the payment directly to Spark. When Tae-poong asked if the payment to Spark had been made, she confirmed with a yes, and suddenly lost her footing, slipping on the ground. While helping Mi Seon in the kitchen, Tae-poong protected her from touching the hot kettle. Later, as she guided him in making coffee, their hands accidentally met. The sudden contact made Mi Seon's cheeks flush, and she felt shy under his gaze. The next day, he went to Spark to collect his order, but the company scammed him by neither delivering the goods nor returning his money. He shouted in grief and anger, feeling utterly devastated that he had been left with nothing. Using his father's savings for him, they resolved to retrieve the shoes that had been deceitfully delivered by Spark, determined not to let the fraud go unchallenged. Desperate, he secured a loan by offering his own eyes as collateral. Mi Seon grew angry after the debt agreement, but Tae-poong held her hand and promised that he would never do such a thing again. Together, they moved forward, happy and hopeful for the future. Tae-poong started practicing for the shoe advertisement, determined to make it perfect and boost their sales. Tae-poong encouraged Mi Seon, telling her that she could succeed in securing the shoe order because she was the best trader. With Tae-poong standing supportively beside her, she confidently presented to the executives of a renowned company, impressing everyone in the room. The following day, they anxiously awaited the order confirmation, and to their delight, they secured a huge shoe order. Just as he prepared to dispatch the shipment, he noticed his rival at the site. Seizing a shoe, he smashed the car window and issued a stern warning, making it clear not to interfere with him ever again. They successfully loaded the shipment, ready for delivery without any further issues. Standing on the deck of the ship, he lifted his hands in victory, celebrating their hard-earned success. On the ship, his rival, consumed by jealousy, confronted and threatened him to quit the business. Tae-poong refused. and the rivals had no choice but to release him in order to recover the debt they were owed. Seeing the situation at the seaport, Mi Seon's concern for Tae-poong surged, and she hurried to his side to offer help. Suddenly, Tae-poong appeared, waving his hands happily. She rushed into his arms and hugged Tae-poong tightly, relief and happiness written all over her face. After that, Tae-poong expressed his feelings, saying, "I like you." She was stunned by his confession. They settled the entire debt and took back the debt agreement, finally freeing themselves from the burden. A friend gave her a beautiful dress to wear for the upcoming business party. Dressed beautifully, she looked absolutely adorable, leaving Tae-poong stunned, captivated by her charm. He presented her with a bracelet as a token of his admiration. The daughter of a business tycoon called him over and asked him to sing a song. He looked at Mi Seon, and she gestured for him to go with her. Once Mi Seon walked away, Tae-poong hurried after her and gently asked, "What's wrong?" Seeing her injured foot, he gently wrapped it with his handkerchief to provide support and comfort. The business tycoon's daughter noticed him and handed him her card. Mi Seon urged him to admire her and request her help, yet Tae-poong angrily threw the card away, determined not to ask for anything from her. Tae-poong admired Mi Seon, telling her she was the most admirable woman he had ever met. He then tried to kiss her, but she refused. While tending to his wound, Mi Seon felt his warmth close to her. The moment stretched as their feelings became undeniable, and they melted into a passionate kiss, forgetting everything around them. Both of them were traveling by train, but due to the crowd, Tae-poong leaned over her to shield her from the others. Mi Seon kept glaring at him, and he asked her to read the newspaper to pass the time. Tae-poong tried to remind her of the kiss they had shared, but he grew confused and shy. In her heart, Mi Seon secretly harbored feelings for him, reminiscing about the cherished, golden times she had shared with Tae-poong. As Mi Seon stretched on her heels to reach an item, Tae-poong appeared and gently helped her. They were in the office to collect the form for the bid of a medical gloves contract when, suddenly, their rival appeared. With determination, they completed and submitted the bid form successfully. Finally, they won the auction and were chosen to supply a large order of medical gloves. They were overjoyed, while their rival watched them celebrating their success. At last, the day arrived, and the shipment of gloves reached them. Tae-poong left her in the warehouse to handle an urgent task outside. Meanwhile, their rival entered the warehouse, set the gloves on fire, locked the door, and vanished. Seeing the flames engulfing the warehouse, Mi Seon sprang into action, desperately trying to put out the fire. Spotting smoke billowing from the warehouse, Typhoon sprinted toward it, panic and urgency written on his face. Bursting through the door, he frantically searched for Mi Seon amid the smoke and chaos. At last, he spotted Mi Seon, overcome and falling from the smoke in the blazing warehouse. As she woke up in the hospital, Mi Seon looked at Tae-poong and, for the first time, confessed her love for him. Their hands intertwined, holding each other tightly as if never wanting to let go.
Reality will never be good enough, and even if it was, we just mess it up. Artificial love.
Having recovered the entire stock of gloves from their rival, they fulfilled the huge order and rose to become the leading trading company in the city.
Artificial love, we just make it up, 'cause reality will never be good enough, and even if it was, we just mess it up.
Together, they embraced every moment, enjoying life to the fullest with joy and love. With renewed determination, they relaunched their office full-time, restoring the business empire that had crumbled after his father's passing.
Artificial love, we just make it up, 'cause reality will never be good enough, and even if it was, we just mess it up. How can you